That is one of the shadiest things I've ever seen a Funko retailer do.
This is going to be very entertaining.
What is going on, my dudes and dudettes? Welcome back. My name is Dude Meeps, and today we finally get to see the newest My Hero Academia Funko Pops revealed. So let's get into it. The day is finally here. We have finally seen the newest My Hero Academia Funko Pops, and they are absolutely beautiful. Like you guys know, anime is going to be super prevalent in this year. We're going to see a lot of cool reveals, some anime lines that we haven't seen yet for Funko. So it's super exciting, and this is only the tip of the iceberg. Even for My Hero Academia 2, we already know about some leaks going around for a 2022 wave for other characters we haven't seen yet. But let's go ahead and jump right in to see these awesome reveals, and we'll start out with the comments. They have plenty of cool comments to look at, and one of the first ones that we'll start off with that caught everyone's attention that has been super anticipated is the Infinite Deku with Eerie. This is one of the coolest designs we've seen in the My Hero line and in anime in general, and it's going to be a big ticket item, and I'll get to that reason later on. But looking at this one, there's going to be 3 variants of this character, and it's going to be Infinite Deku with Eerie as a standard 4-inch common variant, and then there will also be a 10-inch one. So you can pre-order these pretty much everywhere that does sell Funko Pops, online and in store for big box stores normally. But this one is really neat because not only does he have his infinite kind of ability going on, he has Eerie on the back of his shoulder, and it was kind of like interesting how they're going to do that because she is a smaller kind of pop keychain Funko Pop form on the back of him, and then they did make a 10-inch Funko Pop of this exact design, which is actually really cool. I know some people aren't super crazy about 10-inch Funko Pops because they take up a lot of room, and sometimes they're just a remold, they're just the same thing as a standard, but I think it's definitely well deserving for this character's design. And they also made a glow-in-the-dark variant of this exact Funko Pop that's going to be a Funko Shop exclusive. And let me tell you guys, that is going to be an absolutely bloodbath to get when it drops. And I'm not trying to scare anyone or make someone just not wanting to go out and get it, because we all kind of, you know, if you're not familiar, Funko Shop exclusives are kind of difficult to get. And when I mean kind of, they're difficult to get. Now, in terms of a release date for the Funko Shop exclusive one, it's completely random. Normally, Funko doesn't announce release dates. They don't put out pre-orders for their own exclusives on their site. And it's going to be super sought after, not only because it's a Funko Shop exclusive, but it's also a glow-in-the-dark variant, and it's a new mold and design of a character that we really wanted to see in this form. So it's going to be super sought after, super hyped up, and I know people are already getting lined up, it seems like online, just be waiting to when it's going to drop. But in terms of the release date, it's going to be somewhat projected around late November. That's what we're kind of hearing, and typically Funko's maybe going to wait until most of the comments are starting to reach out to other stores, and then they kind of drop it around that time. However, it's completely random when they could do it. They could do it next month. I'm not saying it will, I'm not saying that's likely, but they really have any decision on when they could do that. So if you guys catch it by random surprise, good for you, but it's really hard to determine that, so I can't tell you guys when exactly it will drop because no one really knows that unless you're working for Funko and you know the exact dates. However, there is typically some days that Funko does drop their own exclusives. It's not confirmed that they do it on these exact dates all the time, but in terms of during the week, it could be a Monday, Wednesday, or Friday they normally drop their exclusives, and it can range anywhere between a 12 p.m. Eastern Time release or a 2 p.m. Eastern Time release. Nonetheless, it's super exciting to see this new form of Deku and getting it as a glow-in-the-dark variant and a Funko Shop exclusive. I know it's going to be difficult, but I think they're really cool to get as well. The only time I've ever had luck with a Funko Shop exclusive, and I can't believe my luck when this happened, was actually the Carnage Blacklight. That I actually got that one, and then I ripped it when I unboxed it. If you guys want to see that, it was one of my earliest videos I ever did. But I don't know how I'm going to do on this. I think this is going to carry a lot more hype with this. But let me know how you guys are feeling about this drop. It could, like I said, happen sometime in November, and a lot of people are just preparing for pre-orders online. I would recommend do not buy any pre-orders right now unless you absolutely trust that person and you know them, just because these pre-orders mean absolutely nothing. They don't know that they're gonna get it, even if they have a bot system, and you know, it can always be sketchy when it comes to stuff like that. So I would just wait until it actually happens. Some people are just ready to resort to eBay or Mercari when it does drop, so they'll just pay that extra price online to get it, because I know for myself, I do want to get this absolutely. I would wait a little bit after it drops once people get it shipped out in their hands. Maybe eventually wait for a restock to happen, so maybe even drop the price further down. But like I said, there's only the tip of the iceberg, and we have some new pops introduced into this line that we haven't seen yet for characters, and that is a new Tamaki Funko Pop. And yes, we finally get to complete the big 3. So many people are super happy to see this finally, so I'm sure so many people are going to be taking pictures of them and putting them together, having their own little section for just just the big three. So Tamaki is now introduced, and then Murio in his hero costume, and of course the Nejire Funko Pop from ECCC. It's really cool. It's a really neat Funko Pop. I've seen so many customs that pretty much look exactly like this, so maybe Funko's keeping an eye on some people's in their designs, but it's a really neat design that we got to see for Tamaki finally. And then a new character we haven't seen yet was the Ryoko Funko Pop. I'm kind of surprised they introduced her so early on. I mean, I guess it's not too early, but she really hasn't had super crazy amounts of screen time compared to other characters to get a Funko Pop before them. But nonetheless, it's so cool that we're getting other characters, because people do love so many other heroes in My Hero Academia that need attention, but some people want maybe some other heroes first, or other characters at UA, or even some of the villains too. And then we have Sir Night-Eye. This one people were pumped to see, and this one's actually pretty neat because he also has a chess piece in his hand. I kind of wish they kind of designed his eye a little bit better for what his ability is. And I haven't watched the first few seasons to remember what his ability is exactly, but I'm pretty sure he has a kind of a foresight, future-telling ability with his eyes. I probably explained it pretty badly, but it is still cool that they made him finally, and I just kind of wish they maybe designed his eye differently that would add in more detail, but this is a common as well. And then we're moving on to an Ejiro Kirishima. This one has actually two variants, and this one's actually his common variant, and this is his unbreakable form, where he kind of just goes in this kind of final form, if you would want to say it, where he's completely hardened out. And I know he's kind of like a rock material in a way. I could be wrong, but when he goes into his unbreakable form, I think he kind of gets a little bit more metal-like. I could be absolutely wrong about that, just the way it looked like in the anime. However, it is really cool that we get that, because we do have one of him already where he's not in his unbreakable form. But they also introduced the other variant, which is a GameStop exclusive, and that's the metallic unbreakable. Now this one makes more sense being metallic and just kind of resembles his design a bit better opposed to the common. Although it's still, and here's the thing, I like ordering the commons, don't get me wrong, but when they make just the same common, or the same variant of it, or I'm sorry, the same mold with a different variant, it's kind of like, do I want to buy the common anyways because they already just have a better looking one that's the same mold? I don't know. I mean, for some completionists, you guys just want to get everything, so you just complete it in there. I'm probably going to be like that with Naruto and Boruto, but with My Hero, I'm not super heavy into it, but I still order the whole line. But it's still cool that they came out with this metallic variant, because it definitely resembles his whole design a lot better. And like I said, this is going to be a GameStop exclusive, and it has a potential ship date around December. I think it was showing December 12th. Skittle Rampage kind of had a graphic showing a lot of the release dates that we'll go over and mention for a lot of these pops, so thanks to him for that. And then we do have some other ones that we have to talk about, because they had a lot of cool common pops in this line. After that, we do have the new Murio and hero costume, and this one's pretty neat because not only is he in his hero costume, but it looks like he's on some type of structure, or I don't know, rocks beneath his feet. I think it's from the fight scene between him and Overhaul, if I'm not mistaken, from that look. So it's cool that they incorporated that in there and give it a little extra look to it, and his kind of pose and everything and stuff like that. But I think it's really neat. And then they do have the exclusive pop keychain. This is going to be a glow-in-the-dark variant. I wish they just made this as a Funko Pop first, because I do think they'll make this eventually into Funko Pop. They've done that all the time, where we have a Funko Pop keychain and it turns into a pop, or we have a pop and it turns into a keychain. I think more likely than not it's going to happen. We'll get a pop of him as a glow-in-the-dark variant. And that one, I think it's the same mold, it just doesn't have that structure beneath his feet. That will be exclusive to Hot Topic and Box Lunch, unknown for the release date as of now. But this new common of Murio is super cool. I do like his eyes are weird and unique at the same time, because they kind of have that like 50s cartoony look to it. It's just not your typical like anime eyes, if you guys know what I mean. They're more detailed and nicely drawn out. These are just kind of your like C-shaped looking eyeballs, but it fits his personality, I guess. He's a fun, loving, positive kind of hero. And for the 8th common Funko Pop for the My Hero Academia wave is the Eerie Funko Pop, and she is actually going to be paired with another exclusive as well. But this one, I believe, is kind of in her nightgown or hospital gown look. Pretty neat, because that's kind of when we first did see her in the anime. She was dressed like this, and then there's going to be her Hot Topic exclusive of her in her school uniform. Probably one of the cutest pops in this Funko Pop line, and some people are super hyped to see when the Hot Topic one does drop. However, it seems like Hot Topic's just going to be waiting on when this could drop and actually be officially put up for order, not pre-ordered, just but for order. It's kind of unknown on when they're going to drop it. I've been hearing some people say that they're just not doing pre-orders anymore, any pre-sales, so we're not going to see a pre-order listing go up sometime soon. They're just going to put it up for order sometime probably when all the commons are starting to hit their stores, and then they'll put it up once they do have it in stock. So once you do order it, they'll have it in ready hand to ship out to you. But just keep in mind, do not worry if you don't get it on the first drop. Maybe it will sell out. I mean, we look at the Bakugo that just released at Hot Topic. That one is getting restock constantly now. You can pretty much find it in any Hot Topic store. Hot Topic exclusive, like I always tell you guys, they will restock non-stop until it's vaulted. They have plenty of stock to go around, so if you miss it on the first go, even the first several goes, they'll always have more to go, and even if you want to, you can check in your store to see if they have it released. But some of the other exclusives that we have is the new Himiko Toga Pop Tea Bundle GameStop exclusive. This one I'm actually super happy to see, and some people were kind of disappointed because I think we have maybe 2 or 3 variants of her. There's a common, and then there's the masked Himiko, and then there's going to be the one where she's blushing. However, it does seem like they're all in the same mold, and this one's just going to be a GameStop exclusive Pop Tea Bundle, so we do see the new t-shirt. I like the t-shirt a lot, so I'm gonna wear that proudly because I did pre-order this, and most of these are available for pre-order besides the Hot Topic exclusives one, and then of course the Deku from Funko Shop's exclusive. But this one is gonna be super cool to see once we do get it, official glam shots, because they normally don't provide glam shots, unfortunately, of the box on GameStop for the Pop Tea Bundle box. And I assume they're going to be using the new window display that they've been using. Like the most recent one I remember was the Madara GameStop bundle, Pop Tea bundle, that had the new window display and it looked really nice. But like I said before, this is just a remold, it seems like, and she's not blushing. She just has, you know, the knife in her hand and then that kind of needle, or I don't know, whatever that thing is in the other hand. Because I think her ability is that if she takes the blood of any one of her, you know, people that her victims, I guess you could say, she can transform into an exact copy and actually have their voice and everything is the same. So it's a weird, interesting ability, and she's a very interesting villain as well. But we do get a Pop Tea bundle of her, so it is nice that we're getting a Pop Tea into this line. Let me know if you guys were able to pick that one up. Up next, we do have the Chalice Collectibles exclusive overhaul. I believe this is the fused overhaul with Sheen, if I'm not mistaken, on his kind of form and design right here. But this is really cool. One of the like more unique designs of this new wave. And like I said, it's going to be a Chalice Collectibles exclusive estimated between December and January of 2022 for a ship date. But it's really neat because it kind of looks like it could be a deluxe edition, just the way he's formed in his Funko Pop design, but he does come out just to be a standard size Funko Pop. But it's really neat. It's one of the more favored ones, I think, in terms of his design and uniqueness. Let me know if you guys were able to pick this one up, because most Chalice Collectibles exclusives are pretty easy to pick up. They are a little bit more pricier, I think, just because they package it very carefully and they put in their own pop protectors, but I don't know why they charge so much compared to other exclusive shops who can do the same. But this is still pretty cool, and they'll have plenty of stock to go around, so you don't really have to worry about it selling out and not picking up a restock. But I'm really looking forward to this one. Now for one of the more hilarious Funko Pops that they made, and they pretty much captivated it perfectly, was the Aizawa and Sleeping Bag FYE exclusive. This was a pretty awesome one. I do like the design because it's pretty simple, but it pretty much just, you know, shows exactly what he does most of the time when he doesn't want to teach. I do like this one, and like I said, it's going to be available for FYE if you guys want to pre-order it. I don't think they sold out yet because they just did a restock too, so there's pretty much plenty of stock to go around for FYE, and most of these I think are doing well in terms of restocking. GameStop, I think some do sell out, but I'm sure they'll have plenty of restocks to go into the future. Usually though, GameStop doesn't restock as often as some of these other stores do. They're just not as, you know, I don't know, attentive to their stock when something does run out, but they do eventually do a few restocks throughout the first time it does release. Just keep that in mind. But other than that, these comments and these exclusives are really awesome. And one thing I do want to mention about the glow-in-the-dark Infinite Deku. Now this one, the glow on it looks absolutely awesome, and to clarify so people don't get confused, we don't know any drop dates as of now. I want to make sure I get that through you guys' head. This is the standard 4-inch Funko Pop, and the glow on it looks absolutely insane because we do see the energy around his base or his feet, and then of course going across his eyes, and then his hair. If I'm not mistaken, it looks like it may just be that kind of blue-white that's going through his hair in the front. I don't know if the rest of his hair does glow. It kind of looks like it does, but I'm sure we'll see, you know, better glams later towards the end of the year, hopefully. But this is really awesome. I hope Funko, if they do their live streams, that they kind of show off some of these, especially this exclusive. We need to see a glow in the dark so people can have that, you know, sense of ease of what it does look like. But this is probably going to be one of the most anticipated and most sought after pops in this wave, and it's probably going to be a big grail coming in the future. And speaking of big grails for My Hero Academia, if you guys remember my last video, we did talk about that restock that occurred for the All Might Funimation 2017 exclusive glow in the dark variant on Funimation's website. all of a sudden it just restocked. And if you guys don't know, that pop is vaulted, meaning they can't reproduce that pop any longer. And I believe it was vaulted back in 2019 when they had their final restock, and that was a new stock of 2019 pops, and then they vaulted it. And all of a sudden we got a restock just a few days ago about this happening again on Funimation, and people absolutely lost their minds. Well, I believe a day or two later, they actually put out emails to everyone who did purchase one, or at least for some people I did see, saying that they canceled their order because they no longer have this pop available and it won't be in stock for a while, so they didn't get their pop. Now that's insanely weird why they would do that, and somewhat shady at the same time, because why are you canceling orders for a pop that you just magically restocked out of nowhere? And we're kind of thinking, you know, this is only capable of getting a restock if it had leftover stock available. It wouldn't make sense and wouldn't be right for Funko to reproduce more of this pop, because they said they wouldn't back in 2019. However, it only seems like there's around 181 pops available for the vaulted All Might Funimation exclusive, and it's kind of weird. Why is Funimation canceling people's orders? And some people have somewhat of a theory that I really wouldn't put past Funimation, just because they have been shady in the past. They don't have the best practices when it comes to selling Funko Pops on their website. But it seems like they said because you had to been a subscriber to their service to actually purchase this deal, they were selling a pop for $5.39. That's a heck of a deal for a pop they probably are well aware of that has insane value out on the secondhand market. But once you purchase it, then they said, oh, send out emails saying it's canceled. Well, they probably only got you to buy that subscription, and now they're canceling orders, and they still made profit technically. If that really is their motive, I'm not saying it is, but it does seem like that would be something Funimation would do, and it's really crappy if that was the reason why they did this. And I see there's probable cause of why someone could take legal action. I don't know. I'm not really into all that and don't know much about it. However, it does seem like it's a really crappy thing to do. Hopefully, it's just something that was weirdly occurring in terms of a restock happening, and then they had to cancel for some reason. But the way they said in the email, and this is thanks to Diz Trackers, by the way, of providing this email, they said that they will have or won't be available for a while. Now, I don't really know what that means in terms of, are they going to have orders ready, meaning they're going to get remade Funko Pops for 2021 production, or 2022 it gets reproduced, or they can, you know, they haven't had these pops shipped to them yet that they found in the warehouse and they're still waiting on them. But it seems like it wouldn't be a bad thing for them to wait on them to get shipped and they can still sell the pre-order. I'm not entirely sure of why they said that in the email, if they're just trying to keep people interested in their website and just say, oh, it's coming, and then it never comes. So I'm not entirely sure what they're trying to say through that email, but it does seem a little bit shady of why they cancel all these orders. But I do have a big question for anyone in the comments. Let me know down below if you did have the ability to purchase one of these All Mights, and did you get that email, or does it still say that your order is still active? So all in all, it was kind of a big relief and then kind of a big upset to many Funko collectors out there, because people were super happy to see a restock for a pop that they haven't had the ability to buy, and it's vaulted and it's super expensive at the same time. So it was, you know, a big happy day for many people who had the ability to buy that pop. However, a lot of people were upset because it's a vaulted Funko Pop. It shouldn't be getting restocked. I do understand, and I'm not upset if it's leftover stock. I still think it's not, you know, morally right in a way, or ethically right. I don't know if that's the right term for a store to hold back stock, because they're pretty much just trying to play the market. Unless they're just selling it for retail, I guess it's not a big deal. But I do feel for the collectors who maybe just bought it for $150 and then now people are getting it for $5. Point of the matter is, I think it was a really weird scenario, and I do feel for the people who pretty much had the rug pulled out from under them, saying that, oh, your order's canceled for one of your more favorite grails that you ever wanted in your life. But then some people are relieved because now they have a secured grail that's not going to get a restock and maybe plummet the value that they cherish. All in all, let me know what you guys think of this situation, and if you did get an order saying that it was canceled. Although I'm really looking forward to these new My Hero Academia Funko Pops. I know completionists are just struggling to keep up with so many new pops coming out, and you guys are going to be in for it for, you know, maybe NYCC, because there's rumor. I know some people are asking, what's happened to Hawks? Where's Hawks go? I know we were expecting him for this wave, and then we heard rumor he's going to be an NYCC exclusive along with Koji Koda, and then there's going to be the new All Might with the grocery bag and umbrella as an NYCC exclusive as well. So there's some things floating around there, and then we heard about the 2022 wave that I, you know, put out leaks and made a video about a few weeks ago. We talked about all those new pops, and Hawks was actually introduced into that wave. Now here's my guess around that we could see Hawks as an NYCC exclusive and then another variant as a common in 2022. Or they could be pushing Hawks out and then just leaving him as a common in 2022. Seems like Funko's maybe trying to introduce at least one or two My Hero Academia Funko Pops for NYCC, and maybe they'll hold off and just push him out and make room for the All Might one and maybe Koji Koda as well. And then they're gonna have probably plenty of other anime ones as well for NYCC. I know Naruto does have plans for Conan, and then they did have a reanimated Itachi as well for NYCC. Those are just what I've been hearing that could happen, not saying it will, because we were expecting, what was his name? Kisame was supposed to be for SDCC, and then it didn't happen, so we could maybe even see him into this. I'm not saying it will, but he could get pushed off for a later exclusive or even a comment into the newest wave, but we're just kind of seeing some things get moved around, and hopefully we can start seeing some of these anime pops introduced really soon. But anyways, let me know down in the comments below, what was your favorite common Funko Pop out of this newest My Hero Academia wave? Probably for me is the Infinite Deku or the Murio and Hero costume, and then for the exclusives, let me know as well. I think also the glow-in-the-dark Infinite Deku and the overhaul, so I'm really psyched about this, so drop me a comment down below. And do me a big favor, if you want to do what All Might's doing and leave me a thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that notification bell, and make sure you check to make sure it's on, because some people say that they didn't get a notification until later on, you know, 10 days after the video posted, or 18 hours, something like that. So make sure you check that so you always get notified when I'm dropping new videos, so you always see what's going on. And as I always say, my dudes and dudettes, enjoy what you collect and let other people enjoy what they collect, and remember, always have fun with it. See ya!